have something that looks like it sounds like your question, but this is very serious. I've listened to a lot of people who started like working really hard since they were really young, and I find correlation in what everyone says. So most people are motivated by lack, like not having enough. My story sounds like yours. Like I was earning money since I was like 16, like very significant money. And it's all motivated. I was motivated by my dad always trying, like creating a facade of we don't have enough. You understand? Like no matter what, he will just give you almost enough. If you need 100k, he will give you almost. If you need 1 million naira, he will give you almost. He will never like satisfy you. You understand? So you will always have that mind that I need something.
Yeah, that sounds very petty from your dad.
Very petty.
I'm like trying to create a point here, but this really worked because he created a sense of need, and then you always feel like, okay, wait, I have a problem. Wait, how do I solve this problem? And if you continue to grow with that kind of mindset, you grow up to be a man who is always looking for solutions. Who is looking for solutions to problems when people are trying to buy solutions to their problems. You see what I mean? So my question now is this, are we trying to say this is like probably a good way to like raise people, or does anyone have experience or have listened to other people who were trained to have enough and that worked out in the upbringing?
Well, I think it's two sides of the coin. Okay. There's actually no pattern to life. That's just the truth. Just like people say there's no pattern to marriage. It's whatever you see and however you deem fit, you go on with it. Whatever rocks your boat. So it works sometimes when you raise a child with no sense of lack. It works sometimes. And then when you raise a child with that sense of lack, it works as well. So it all depends on the balance. What you are
providing to the child.
Not really providing, what you are teaching that child directly or indirectly. That is, your actions and your inactions would influence that child all through his life. Because whenever he leaves the school or whatever he leaves whatever, if he's a footballer training in the academy, or he's in school training, or maybe he's in the studio trying to be a musician, whatever, whenever he leaves that place, he comes to you in the house. And it is that house environment, whatever it creates, that he sees, and that's what he learns from. That's what influences him. So I think that I don't actually buy that idea that they would say that some parents are good people, but they raised a bad child, that the child is turned bad. Or maybe, sometimes it happens like that. Why did it happen like that? Or what causes that? Bad parenting.
There was something they've done. If you trace it back,
do you understand? Bad parenting. Because even in as much as our children would have to do or behave according to what they see in the house, when they go out there, they are influenced by the outside environment as well. So it is left for you to understand what that outside environment is teaching your child whenever he comes home. And if it's, say, unpleasant or whatever, it is left for you to make sure that that doesn't go out of hand, and you check it as soon as possible. So parenting I think parenting is the most difficult job in the world. Raising a child.
It's easy, man. Just be honest. I just feel like a lot of people try to put superhero capes on, and because of that reason, like it's just like
it's just not like easy. It's not easy. If you say just be honest, you can be honest to your child. Your child learns honesty and goes to school, mingles with some kind of children that will try to tell him, okay, trust me. Your son comes back to you and learns what you're doing, goes back to his circle and learn what they are doing, and he keeps going back to his circle 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 7 weeks, 200 weeks.
No, but as in,
they will tell your son that, we are doing this. We need to go rob a bank. Your son will join them.
No,
Because you have been honest.
It's extreme. But what I was trying to even say with the honesty is even, but I'm actually agreeing to the point you made earlier. There is no manual to life, right? So the thing is, a lot of people try to put on a facade, and as a result, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But 9 times out of 10, if you give people, if you're being your complete self and you show, and people have the opportunity for them to choose their own path, I feel like 9 times out of 10, I feel like that's the best approach. Because everything you end up, like, yes, you can gear somebody towards something, but we're all creatures of habits, you know? We all have individual characters. So it's like to your point where you said, you know, football is non-negotiable. To a certain degree, like, yes, for you, that's going to achieve your fulfillment as a man, as a dad. Oh, all my children like football. But for a child can like something else. He can like basketball, he can like golf, he can like something else. And if he doesn't have that opportunity to explore it because you thought you were genuinely giving them a hobby, he's going to be damaged. Or you get, or not damaged, but you have some sort of resentment at the fact that he wasn't able to choose what he wanted to choose, which is what I mean by honesty. So there's no manual to life. And I believe actually, to the point of to the original question you asked, I would personally go with the choice of creating a need for a sort of strategy of raising a kid. Because even as human beings, right, the way we are programmed with our frontal cortex, like, you have to have hope for tomorrow for you to be able to plan and be motivated for tomorrow. You need to have faith in God for you to be able to know, oh, okay, if I die, I'm at peace. For you to be able to accept death, you have to have hope. You have to feel, there has to be a need of some sort in order for you to be alive. So, excuse me. Naturally, I'll go with the approach of always creating a need. Yes, you have enough, I can provide for you, but it's up to you to get exactly what you want to get. Personally, I'll go with that approach because I feel like we're wired that way.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to your question. I'll start with this, and I've heard all you guys are saying. It's quite interesting, but to your question, Nuhu, is that I've not seen a set of people that it has worked for, where they've provided sufficiently. Like, you hear of a lot of celebrity stories of celebrities' children, and they have whatever they need. They have the money, they have the lifestyle, but then you see that they've never turned out really good. But I think sorry
to interrupt you. Donald Trump became the president.
was his family.
Yes. He was born into wealth.
Okay, that's the
He had everything he needed. Ricardo Kaka had everything that he needed. He became a successful footballer.
Those are fair examples.
Davido is a successful musician. He had everything he needed as a child.
Those are fair examples.
So, I mean, there are people, it works. That's what I'm saying. It was just...
No, but it depends on how their dad raised them. His dad didn't give him everything.
One thing you are missing is, when I said my dad raised us to always feel like we needed something, people who look at my family from my neighborhood won't say that. When they ask them to give example of people who turn out to be good kids, but their dad gave them everything, they will mention us. Because from outside my home, you will think my dad is this really benevolent guy that is ready to open his wallet to everybody. Because in my home then, everyone can just knock on the door, wake us up and say, I have this, my dad, my son did this. Then I say, oh really?
Give her money.
But if you would go to him to say, oh,
please, what's your address? Let me go and knock on your door.
You have to wear 10 clothes. If you drive this way, you're not going to get it.
So you can see that he was teaching you, like, his kids something different to what he was, like, showing outside, portraying outside.
I'm not sure, but you could say, oh, Kaka turned out to be an amazing footballer or whatever, but you don't know what
the dynamics.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is that, of course, we are human beings and we are sensible. We are not dumb. If your child comes to you to tell you that he wants this, if you look at it technically and see that he doesn't need it, there's no point doing it. I mean, even if you have the money. Because if your child comes today to say, okay, Dad, I want PS2, and then you buy PS2. Oh, tomorrow he comes, Dad, I want PS3. You buy. No, Dad, I want PS5. You buy.
Now, next time I want a Tesla or something like that.
Let me give you one good example.
Do you understand? So, I mean, you can put those wants in check. Yeah? By saying, no, you're not getting this until next year. You're not getting this until you pass your exam.
Something like that.
That's what my dad did to me.
But that's the news point.
That's my point.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, we all have wants. It's not just about creating a need. You can give your child whatever he wants, but you can do it at a cost. Like he has to do something in exchange to get that.
That's his point.
Do you understand? So you can raise your child with no sense of lack. For example, he knows that life is all about exchange.
But that is a sense of lack.
No, there's no sense of lack in that.
If I say give me this and you refuse to give me when you have it, and you
it's a sense of lack. You say until next year. That time
when I was growing up, my dad had a factory. Like we mold things. Like that stuff, we could mold it. Yeah. Like a part in a car, we could mold it and make it. That's what he was doing. And to pay our fee and stuff, he would just make us come and be secretaries. Like, just come and sit down. And then when something happened, you heard the secretary write a receipt or something. Every one of the guys in my house had a job in that factory. We were useless, but he made it look like he needed us so much. We would close from school, go to Islamic school, and then for that 2 hours of break that every kid is going to play football, you will go and work. You go and do it's stupid work, but he's making it look like that needed. Yeah, if we don't do it, he's making it look like you won't get this if you don't work.
That sense of lack.
Well, that sense of lack from your own point, who wants it? But it's not like we're talking. What I'm talking about, there are families that people grew up in that that your family can't give you this, they can't afford it.
Yeah.
My family can't afford it, so it will motivate me to go and work harder so that my family can afford it. Some people say that their motivation. I have this guy who is from my village, and he went to South Africa, made a lot of money. They were very poor. Then he went to South Africa, went to Spain, did all sort of businesses, and came back with loads of money. The guy was a multi-millionaire, dashing money, building houses for people, buying cars. But did that.
With South Africa to Spain.
Yeah. Did a lot of things. Yeah. They asked him, what is your motivation? He said that his mother died at the hospital because they couldn't provide 20,000 naira. That was the day he vowed that he's going to make it no matter what. The mother died.
But that's more of a person.
So now that's what I'm saying. He knows that his family can't afford that. So he wants his family to be able to give his family the best. Now, it is different when you know that your father has this.
But he's just delaying it.
But he wants you to do this before you get it. It's different.
But both of them are still lack though.
You just wake up in the morning and say, oh, okay, if I tell my dad that I want a new shoes, he will tell me to go and sweep the garage. If I sweep the garage, he'll buy me new shoes.
Right.
And then you tell your dad, I want a Nike Air Force One, the new one. And then he was like, okay, you're not getting that until you go and do that.
You eventually would get it.
Yeah, of course you're going to get it. If your father had no money, would you tell your father that you want Nike shoes? There is nothing innocent for you to do. You just know that they don't have it.
No.
So it's a different kind of motivation.
But that same scenario hypothetically in a house that can't afford 20,000 naira. Their own version of creating a sense of lack would be, Mom, I'm hungry. No, but go and break firewood. If you don't break firewood, you're not going to get something to eat. That's teaching you, that would be the same equation to a rich person where you want a Nike, but then you still have to maybe sweep the garage or do something.
That's teaching you that you have to work for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that a lot of people go the extra mile. There are things that motivate a lot of people to go the extra mile, to become the best. For example, Ronaldo will tell you that his motivation, what made him to work hard and ignore everything else, every distraction, to be the best footballer in the world so that he can afford to do anything for his mother, for his sisters and all that, was because they had no money when he was growing up. Do you understand? They couldn't afford food. He was going to beg food at McDonald's. So that made him go the extra mile to become all the best through the world. So it's a different kind of motivation when you know that, okay, I can just be average. Just like someone which average footballer will I say now? For example, Maguire. What's his motivation? We all know that he's not a good player.
Uncalled for.
No, for example that there are some things that motivate people. So the motivation is different. It maybe Maguire grew up from a different, whatever kind of family that he grew up, I don't know. Yeah. But I'm trying to tell you that this makes people to go the extra mile to become the best of the best. So it's actually different when you know that, okay, my father is going to give me, you know that, okay, that one will give you that sense of belonging, that whatever you get from life, you have to work for it. But it's a different kind of motivation when you know that whatever you get in life, you have to work for it. And then you have to work extra hard to be the best above everyone else so that you can get what everybody else don't have. It's a different kind of motivation. It's a different situation.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I think what you are trying to say is one is reality and the other one is a simulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they probably are not as equally effective, but they both are. I've seen a clip of Cesc Fabregas, for instance, telling a story about his kid when he was younger. So he plays in the academy, and he would complain. The child would keep complaining to him about how they were benching him, right? And then Cesc would keep telling him to retrospect, like, they are benching you and you guys are losing. Why are you always complaining about your team and not looking into yourself? Why are you even benched in the first place? Right? So those kind of things, if I am a professional footballer in the level of Cesc, I could influence a simple academy to start my child in the first 11.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cesc not going ahead to do that, it's giving the child that kind of mentality that I have.
You have to work hard, you have to earn it.
That is simulation. He could influence it, but he's like creating a simulation, and he probably knowingly put the kid in the most competitive academy.
Yeah.
To simulate to him that it's not easy. So some people, it may be real. Their parents were broke, or there's no opportunity or stuff, or they were born in Somalia where there is a war, so they have to grow up with that mentality to want to win over the world.
Yeah.
For some others, unfortunate for them, their parents have everything. So for them to have a feeling of for them to probably have a little bit of the kind of motivation the guy who doesn't have anything has, their parents